Creating a WordPress website today is not really that hard as you might think. Even if you're a beginner online and you've never done this before, the hardest thing is to find a reliable web hosting service to create that WordPress website. Is Verpex Wordpress hosting for you? That's what we're going to be talking about today in this video review. If you guys are new here to this channel for best web hosting for WordPress.net, hit the subscribe button, guys, right below, along with the bell, and that way any future videos that I upload, you will be sure to receive them. So Verpex has been around for quite some time, and they specialize in WordPress hosting itself. They also offer different types of hosting, such as reseller hosting. If you guys are interested in like creating your own web hosting business, if you're a beginner online, you don't need VPS nor dedicated hosting. If you're a beginner, I just recommend going with a simple WordPress hosting plan itself. So what I wanted to do today, guys, is to tell you briefly about the huge benefits and advantages of using Verpex's WordPress hosting. There are 4 different plans that you guys will be able to select from. Using the links up below, you'll be able to take off 90% off your order today if you guys use the links that are right below in the descriptions portion of this video. So when it comes to creating a website online, there are 4 basic things that I like to think about. One is obviously cost. How much does it cost? Is it really affordable for beginners to get started online? 2, I like to think about customer support. Can I get through to somebody if I have questions about my web hosting or my site itself? In the case of Verpex, they have 24/7 phone, email, and chat support itself. I like to look also at uptime performance, which is basically a measurement of how reliable a web hosting is on their servers. And so with that, when you think about reliability, guys, like today you guys are watching this video on YouTube, or perhaps you're on my website, reading the article, the review itself that I have for Verpex itself. Whatever the case is, when people search for you online, for whatever products or services that you have online, they're going to use specific keywords to do that, just like you guys did today to search for this Verpex WordPress hosting review. When people click through on your website, they want to know that your website is up and running. If it's not up and running, it means that you're going to be losing revenue. If it is up and running 24/7, that means that you're going to have more exposure to your brand, and obviously more potential sales and conversions for whatever products or services that you guys promote. So uptime performance is just one of those things that I always look into before getting started with any web hosting provider. The next thing that I like to think about is security. We live in a world that is very unsecure. Websites are bombarded with malware, viruses, DDoS attacks, hackers, all of the above. And so you always want to ask yourself, what is your web hosting provider doing to protect you, your data, your files online? Those are the things that I wanted to talk about today, guys. So to do it, I do have a doc prepared for you guys. So I wanted to go over some points. Keep in mind that I will have a discounted link right below that's going to give you guys up to 90% off on your very first order. So you want to make an order today using the link below, and that way you can save big, not only on the front end, but also on the back end with your web hosting, okay? So let's talk about costs. What does it cost to get started with Verpex's WordPress hosting? When you guys click the link that's right below, it's going to open up to their landing page, which is this one right here. And when you do, guys, you're going to notice that there are 4 different plans that you can select from with their WordPress hosting. There's the iron, bronze, silver, and gold. If you just want to create one site online, you can select between the iron or the bronze. If you want to create multiple websites online, I highly recommend that you go with the silver. If you want unlimited everything across the board, go with the gold plan, as that's really best for that. Especially if you're doing something like, I don't know, affiliate marketing, network marketing, or you just have several projects down the road that you want to do and you want to have more wiggle room with that. Either the silver or gold would be ideal for those. As you can see, it's super, super cheap to get started today. It's really great for beginners online. You don't have to fork out a lot of money to get started. A lot of competitors online, such as like SiteGround, right now, even with their introductory rates, it goes roughly about $6 or so, give or take. Sometimes they up it or lower it, but when it renews, it usually renews for about 3 times as much as that. And so just to give you guys an idea of what it costs to host my sites at SiteGround, where I was before, is that to get started, it was like $6 per month with an introductory like special rate itself. Okay, so like in the case of Verpex, it's only $1.33, which is amazing. With SiteGround, when it renewed like a year 4, basically the renewal rate itself, the monthly rate, jumped like 3 times as much. So increased about 300%. And let's say it was like $15 per month, $14.99 per month. So it's 3 times as much per month. And basically that breaks down on a yearly basis is well over $200. I think my invoice was something like 220 or 230, something like that in that ballpark. And so just gives you an idea of what more expensive hosts cost, not only on the front end, but on the renewal side. And so I talk about cost, guys, because it's very important to know what does it cost to get started today and also on the renewal sides. And so of all of the web hosting providers that I've tried and used, Verpex has the absolute lowest introductory rates and also with renewals, which is very important. And for that reason, I highly, highly recommend that you guys get started with them. So again, if you're a beginner online and you've never created a website before, I recommend that you go either with the iron or bronze plans itself. And of course, you guys can get started by using the very first link that's right below. If you guys are doing like affiliate marketing, network marketing, direct sales, and you have several projects, down the road, and you have a bigger business itself, maybe even a corporation or so that you want to like design a website, I highly recommend that you go with like the silver or the gold, because you just never know. You might have additional projects down the road for your business where you want to create sites with. And so they have all of the resources, guys, that you will need to create and launch, your website today. Okay. So now let's talk about uptime performance. Again, uptime performance, guys, is really a measurement of how often your website appears online. It really dictates how much money you will or not make with your business, depending on if your business itself is actually being viewable online, if that makes sense. And so in the case of Verpex itself, they maintain an average of 99.9% uptime performance. What this means is that there's a very small amount of downtime itself. All web hosting providers have downtime, especially if they need to service or provide maintenance to their servers and also their data centers itself. And so it's always pre-programmed and you have rock solid uptime performance. It's very dependable, very reliable. And this is the type of reliability that your business needs to gain the exposure from Google, Yahoo, and Bing when people are searching for your products and services online. So super, super affordable, super reliable, really great choice for web hosting. Another thing that I told you guys I wanted to talk about is the company itself. With Verpex, they do offer 24/7, 365-day support by phone, chat, and email. I put an emphasis on phone, chat, and email because a lot of providers online may only offer email support. Or they may only offer chat support, but it's very rare to find like a web hosting provider that has all three. So in the event you have questions about your web hosting, your website, great. You can always pick up the phone, jump on a quick chat, or even send an email if it's something that's not urgent. And you can always get in touch with somebody that will help you resolve your issue itself. And so talking about like the reputation of the company itself, just tying that in with customer support, what I wanted to do is take you guys over to trustpilot.com. So I'm going to link up to this right below this page. That way you guys can check it out. But what I wanted to do is show you really briefly what people think about Verpex's WordPress hosting itself. You guys can see that they have an excellent profile here with Trustpilot based on 281 reviews that have been left about their hosting in general. At a 5-star scale, they have 4.8. So it's really great. It's really high on the mark, and obviously they're doing something really, really well. Now, you'll see that the breakdown is on a 5-star scale, as I mentioned before. 92% of people that used them gave them 5 stars, 3% gave them 4 stars, less than 1% gave them 3 or 2, 4% gave them 1 star. And so just to get a breakdown of this, guys, and you check out like some of the actual comments or reviews that people just like me and you have left on this page right here, you'll see that this person right here says awesome support and services. Kudos to the entire Verpex team. They are a real game changer and truly understand the nature of the business. So it's a very, very positive comment here with respects to customer support. Again, something that I think you should definitely consider before getting started with any web hosting provider online. This person said that I've tried almost all the hostings that exist, and I can say with complete confidence that the quality of Verpex surpasses most. And also, the price is really low for the service they offer. So, high quality service, low entry rate, so it makes it very affordable for beginners and any and everybody who wants to migrate a site over to the platform itself. This is another review right here, and it says very patient and helpful. It says they helped me very patiently with a lot of questions, even helped me with configuration in depth, which was extremely helpful for me, someone new to WHM and CPL hosting itself. So obviously, this person right here is new to hosting in general, right? And they had a lot of questions that you guys can clearly see right here with the comment. And they really appreciate all of the help. And that customer support was patient. And so when you guys continue, I mean, you'll see another here, great service, anytime support, best service all the time. And so you can see all of these customer reviews right here, guys. This is what people think about their web hosting, like in general. And so I just wanted to share this with you as an outside source. That way you can really appreciate the true value that you're getting today when you get started using the links below. So with Verpex, they do use cPanel. Most web hosting providers online do use it. It's very simple, user-friendly, really great for beginners. And you can do free site migrations where you can migrate all of your data, your files, your emails, all of that to their servers if you're hosting with a provider that you don't like and you want to move over to them. So let's talk now about security. I told you guys that I wanted to talk about costs, like affordability, uptime support, customer support. Now we want to touch on something that's really, really important. So I saw a stat online, guys, that mentioned that an average of 30 to 50,000 websites each and every day are hacked. And many of the reasons are due to a person having maybe a weak password or just not taking out the time to upload, your website itself, with like your cores, your plugins, your themes, these kind of things. They need to be updated. That way your website can stay safe online. And so in the case of like Verpex itself, when you guys create your WordPress website with the WordPress hosting, you're going to get free SSL certificates. So every website online should have free SSL certificates. This is something that you'll get across the board with all of their plans itself. It really doesn't matter the plan that you go with. You absolutely need an SSL certificate. You need it for a number of reasons. One, to reassure your customers and your visitors that one, your website is secure, and two, and that way Google won't mark it as unsecure in the actual search engines from like Chrome itself, which could be a huge deterrent for people trying to access your website. They might see something like unsecure and they may not want to click through, right? And so you just want to have that SSL certificate. You get it for free through Verpex. And again, once you guys get started today, you'll be able to launch your website and get your free SSL certificates. To help your websites to load, really fast and to keep your data, secure, Verpex uses SSD drives itself. They also perform daily backups, which is really important. In the event something happens, with your website, you can always restore it very easily within a few short clicks, guys. They have really, really nice firewall. This is something that I wanted to highlight too in this Verpex WordPress hosting review. Firewall to keep your website protected 24/7, 365 days a year. They have scanning in place for malware. And that's something that I wanted to highlight. They also use what's called Immunify 360, which actually serves to not only scan but block things like DDoS attacks, intrusions, viruses, all of these things that could potentially happen to any website. Just as a figure that I cited before, and upwards of like 30,000 to 50,000 websites online get hacked each and every day itself. And so obviously you need a website that cares a lot about security and they're doing something to protect your data online 24/7, 365 days a year. They also have IP blocking. And so with this, you can block not only an individual visitor or individual, but you can even block people from a specific country if that's something that you want to do. So again, the idea with this is to provide more than enough protection 24/7, 365 days a year. And that's what you're getting exactly when you get started today with Verpex. I wanted to talk more about performance. I talked about the 99.9% average or better that you can expect to receive with uptime performance on Verpex's servers. Something that contributes to that high availability are CDNs. CDNs are content delivery networks. Every website should have these available. A lot of web hosting providers may have it as an option, or they may not have it at all. And if they do offer it, they may charge you like a monthly rate for it. And so in the case of Verpex, when you get started with your WordPress website, you will get a free CDN, guys. You need it because when you're getting lots of web traffic, from Google, Yahoo, and Bing, such as with my blog itself, with Best Web Hosting for WordPress.net, you need a means in place to prevent your website from crashing or going offline. And so CDNs help to process high volumes of traffic that are coming from all over the world, no matter the country where it's originating from. It helps you to balance and handle all of that traffic again, so it doesn't create like a bad experience for your visitors itself. And of course, it also contributes to faster page loads. Google looks at that, and they want websites to load in 3 seconds or less. So websites that load 3 seconds or less rank higher in the search engine. And that's obviously how you guys found me today online, right? And so something else that really helps in conjunction with the CDNs, guys, is having multiple data centers. A lot of providers online, competitors of Verpex, may have 1, 2, 3 data centers, but in the case of Verpex, there are 9 different data centers that you can select from. So you yourself can select which one you want to be connected to build your website on and store like your data in that. A lot of competitors online will select it for you. And so that could be a good or bad thing. It's a good thing if and only if you live in the country or in the area where your actual visitors are coming from. It's a bad thing if you're targeting a different country versus where you actually live at, if that makes sense. And so you have 2 data centers that are in the US, 1 in Canada, India, Australia, Singapore, Central Europe, South America. So you can select any one of these that you want. And that way you can, again, build your website the way that you want to. I told you guys that obviously, you can create your website using WordPress. WordPress is super easy. It's probably the most used CMS platform online. It's very user-friendly. It doesn't require any experience with HTML or coding and that. It's just really easy for beginners to use to create sites online. And so you will have access to other CMS platforms such as Joomla, Drupal, Magento, OpenCart, as well as other scripts that are made available to you. It really all depends on what type of site you want to create. But today, when you guys get started using the links below, you're going to be just picking one of the 4 WordPress hosting packages itself, and you'll be able to take off 90% today on your order. And so it's an amazing, amazing deal, guys. In the event that you feel at some point that Verpex is not for you, again, you have 24/7 customer support. They do have a 45-day money back guarantee. A lot of web hosting providers online only offer 30 days. And 30 days is good. It's nothing wrong with that at all, right? You can do 30 days. But again, with Verpex, they take it a little bit further and they're offering you a full 45 days to consider their web hosting services and to really try it out, guys. So I know you'll really love it. I love their services overall. I like creating simple WordPress websites online. I highly, highly recommend that you guys get started with them today, guys. You can use the links that are right below. It's going to give you up to 90% off today on your very first order. And so when buying web hosting in general, I just recommend that you purchase more of it up front. You can go month to month. I don't recommend doing month to month with any web hosting provider. I think you save a lot more money both on the front and back end by just purchasing a few years up front, maybe 2-3 years, something like that. And once you do that, guys, you're going to save a lot of money for your business, okay? And so what do you guys think about this video review? Did you find it helpful? Did you find it resourceful? If so, go ahead and smash the like button, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. I hope you guys have much success in your endeavors of creating your website today, and that your website is successful online and that people are able to find you in the search engine. So get started today using the links below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care and have an amazing day.